Ahoy, hoy, hoy! Greetings and salutations to you, people of the interwebs. So today we're going to be looking at this guy. This is the Warhammer 40,000 Joytoy Ork Commandos Burner Boy Ragrob. Yeah, so like I did in the review of the Orc Knob, I was going like, oh, I'm so tempted to buy some more. So I have. So I bought this guy. I think this one was the one that was next most visually interesting to me. And yeah, so these are 3 3/4, sort of 5-inch scale maybe. Oh, sorry, 4-inch scale. Action figures based on the Warhammer 40,000 universe, and I've seen many people collect the Marines and stuff, which are fine and lovely, but Orcs and stuff are more my bread and butter, as it were. So I'm glad they've kind of. Am I glad? I am on board now that they've got into the Orc range, because the one I got was a fantastic figure, and so let's see if they can keep that up with the with this guy. So again, we're going to move the cellophane away, and I'm going to open this box up. And we're going to take him out. But before we do this, first let's have a word from our sponsors. Fellas, are you fed up of growing too much tidy bush? Manscaped, joking. I'm not a fucking sellout, guys. Me undies. Behave. See these people, and they're doing these like promo things, and you think, yeah, you don't look after your bits. Why are you trying to tell me to? Right. Get this out. Yeah. I was lucky though, because it's such a divert, because it's a Warhammer figure, and immediately I was going, yeah, this looks great, and I was like, but I was thinking, where's the base? Where's the base? It's an action figure, Richard. It's not a miniature. It's an action figure. Oh, it's got some Joytoy do not eat environmental disinfectant. Gives that figure a nice new toy smell. So we have the guy himself, and we have his burner. Oh, that's great. Wow. And some more plastic to throw away. And this is the Ork Burner Boy. I can tell you right up, I love the shading on this and the attention to detail. I don't know how well you'll make this out, but he's got like burning scarification down his left arm. Obviously he's realised that he probably needs to wear a welding glove on his hand there, but the rest of his arm, where presumably the barrel of the gun comes from, yeah, he's got scarification on the. He's got some doodads pegged in here on his side. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but it's there. Bit of rope, most important part of your adventuring kit there. A little bit of a grotty tabard. It's almost like a blacksmith's apron, but he's forgot the rest of the apron because the rest of it's cut out. It's more of that kind of like 80s cartoon action hero bondage gear, you were. Something like a Thundercat would. And then just got some baggy trousers, boots with blades on the toes. Because why not? And I think the best, the standout feature here is this kind of head sculpt that's just got the mask on. That's not removable. So it's a bit of a shame, because I know that like Space Marines and other figures that have helmeted heads, quite often they come with a unhelmeted head to swap out. But the Orks, you just get the your head that you get, so you just have this welding mask that's got that visage of that typical like Ork symbol as the face of it on there. And I presume we can see out of those eye holes. I'm not entirely sure how, because I don't think that actually lines up to an Orc's eyes to actually be on his face. But yeah, hell, let's go with it. Yeah, I really love that. He's in the kind of the jaw. He's also got a bit of a flame motif in the teeth, a bit wobbly like a flame. So it's great, and it's just the simple details of just the wash that they've put on this rope that makes it look used. Oh, yeah, they're doing a really good job. The like the ties on the side of the boots. Yeah, it's just excellent figure. So it's got some wobble at the head that you can turn it this way and that way. You can turn it all the way around, really. You can go upside down. You can looking up and down isn't. You can look up. Yeah, you can go down a bit. So yeah, there's plenty of little bits of movement once you've. Again, it's a figure that just needs to loosen up a bit out of the package. There's full 360 at the arm, and up and down, bicep swivel, double joint at the elbow, and then I think it's a ball peg at the hand. So yeah, that's gone. Yeah, that's a ball peg. One moment, please. Yeah, we're back in the room. So it's easy enough to just peg that back in. Shouldn't really say those things until they actually peg them back in. It's easy enough. Again, ball peg at the torso. Easy enough to peg back in. This, this it's soft plastic, but it does hinder the waist swivel a little bit. Makes it prone to fall out. Easy enough to peg back in if you get the angle right. There you go. Let's pop. So yeah, there is a joint at the torso. I think you can get some waggle off, but not too. You can get a bit of a crunch. I think I'd say this these bondage braces kind of get in the way a little bit, and then there's a ball joint there at the abdomen itself, which gives plenty of turn, because you got to turn so you can burn. Then you can do a little bit of splits, kick forward a little bit, kick back some, so you can get a nice running pose in the single joint at the knee, the full twist. It's ball joint again at the foot, so it'll give you a wiggle waggle for your ankle tilt, and that up and down, and then the toe is also separately. Yeah, so if you want to get him on the Waaaarg, as it were, running, that's not going to be a problem unless the accessory gets in the way, because this is a big accessory. So we're going to talk about this next. Look at this. This is, well, he's Burna. Yeah, big old tank of guzzling there, with some gubbins on the side. Let's see. That twists, but it doesn't really do anything. I was going to try and pop it out, but thought better of it. There's a lever here. It doesn't seem to work, which is a bit of a shame. It'd be nice if you could just move some of this up and down and stuff. And yeah, the entire kind of painted burner itself, nice good old red, just so crude. The trigger on it is just a lever of metal, some gauges. It'd be nice if there was some kind of like a gauge in that circle there. It just feels a little bit empty, but hey ho. Then you've got the tube itself that's going to the ignition core, which is just a vicious spike of like iridescent hot metal, and this little kind of flame effect burning off on the end. So I presume you can see that, like, you know, how it's the back, it's heavily sculpted there to probably fit exactly into place on this figure. So that goes round like so. We've got this plastic tube which will go over here, and we'll slot this into his hand, hopefully. This might be one where it's better to remove his hand before we put it into place, but we will see. So that goes all the way like so, and then you can move this other hand, his gloved hand, into place, and that will go around the haft, or the shaft of the burner. And can you look which way is burning? Kind of, maybe not, but there again, we're not entirely convinced you can see out of the helmet, so here we go. So yeah, that does kind of, doesn't really get in the way of his back articulation of his legs, so he can still go on the run. You do have peg holes if you do have a base. There's very small peg holes to get back in. And this is him. Yeah, I was going to say in his robot mode because I'm not used to talking about Transformers. So talk about Transformers. Let's get into the size comparison size. The size comparison guys. The size companions. You know what I mean. Here he is next to a deluxe class Transformer with Transformers Kingdom Earth mode side swipe, so comparable size. This guy's more expensive because he is, but he's not really meant for Transformer size. This is a 3 3/4 figure, so this is what is a little bit shorter because this is 3 3/4. This is really kind of 4 inch. It's just that little technical kind of little little difference in the scales could go a long way. So that'd be your Joe average human, and you don't get more average than Cobra's leading accountant, Raptor, because we all like to dress up as birds at the weekend and overthrow the government through accountancy, don't we? Yeah, but if you want to just have little weird guys with your Marvel Legends figures, that's how big it'd be. So next to 6-inch figures, so I'd imagine that's how big I'd imagine a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle would be compared to a human in that kind of scale. So here he is with the hood, holding the Autobot leader, the Autobot matrix of leadership. We know how to talk. It's a Sunday. Come on. And obviously, I know you want to see this more than anything. Why do you keep asking to bring this guy back? Mercilessly, got rid of, spoilers, in Kevin Smith, who is sponsored by Manscaped and MeUndies, whatever he's shilling for. It is Abarista, it's Fisto. So yeah, it's just a weird small. Now, if they got these and they did like alternate like grot faces for him, you could put them in like your 6-inch lines as just little grots, little goblins. But obviously, as an orc, that is far too small. And yeah, whoa, well, I suppose you definitely want to see him with the Ork Knob. It was also part of the Joytoy line. So here he is with him. So as you can see, obviously the Ork Knob is a bigger orc because he's in charge. So they make a cool little squadron together. Squad, kill team. That's what they're based off. This isn't a kill team Burna boy. This is just one of the old metal ones. But I thought you'd like to see like a scale next to an actual 40k figure. So that's a Space Orc Burner. This is your Space Orc Burner boy from Joytoy. Again, yeah, just the sculpts and everything, just the highlights, the little washes that they do, just make this a really kind of premium action figure line. They've not got the best articulation, but they've also not got the worst articulation. It's a really kind of it does really what you want it to do. Sometimes I think figures have a bit too much articulation that really kind of breaks up the sculpt. I mean, you can see here, even here, giving him double bend at the elbow, kind of that creates like a bit of a, especially when you're dealing with characters that are flesh and blood rather than made of metal. It kind of that breaks up the sculpt quite a lot. But yeah, I remain impressed at the good work that he's put in. I might not buy any more of the Ork Kommandos. I know that they've got a guy on a squig that's, I don't know if that's still for pre-order or if it's out soon. So I'll definitely probably buy him. And they've also announced that they're doing some Sisters of Battle, so I might get some Sisters of Battle to have at least some opposition to my Orc Horde. Until then, hope you enjoyed him. I accidentally bought 2 of these because, I don't know, two ended up in my basket, maybe a double clicked or something like that. And I bought it from a company called Bombusby. Really good, really quick. Got everything sorted for me. It wasn't until they sent the dispatch out that I realised, oh shit, I bought 2 of these. Because at the moment, the pound is erratic. It keeps dropping. And I just looked at the price for, well, that's a bit more than I expected to pay. But I just thought my internal calculations in my head, once you add another figure as well, that we'll get into later on, maybe this week, very good figure. Once you added that and this and the posters and packaging, I just thought, oh, that's more than I expected to pay. But I just thought that the pound was just that shit. But no, I ordered 2 of these, so I will be banging one of them on eBay a little bit later. So Bisto Yeti on eBay as well. If you want to get one of these, we'll start it off the bidding at a bargain price. But yeah, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And because you deserve it, let's bump all the fists together, shall we? Bisto! Bisto!